DICE senior producer Patrick Bach came from Stockholm, Sweden and fought through 2 feet of snow to stop by Zadzooks headquarters and talk Battlefield Bad Company 2. So Mr. Bach, tell us about the game.
So Battlefield Bad Company 2 sprung, of course, from Battlefield Bad Company 1, which was released a couple of years ago. We based the sequel to on a lot of feedback we got from both consumers and also a lot of internal stuff that we didn't have time to do. So there's more of everything this time around. There's more destruction, there's more vehicles, there's more variation, and everything is to a much higher quality than before. So our game is of a higher quality than anything we've done in the Battlefield series before. If you look at the market of first-person shooters in general, there's a lot of them. So you can argue that why make another one? From a DICE perspective, as a developer, we've always seen Battlefield as something that has filled the gap between something that is very strategic and something that is just fast-paced action, focusing only on infantry. So if you look at the Battlefield series as a whole, the focus has always been the big sandbox experience, together with the rock paper scissors kind of theory, with a lot of weapons, a lot of gadgets, but also a lot of vehicles. So that is something that no one is really doing, and on top of that we added the layer of destruction that gives a very dynamic playground to play in, both in multiplayer and in single player. And I would argue that we don't really have that much of competition in this kind of range within the genre. So comparing titles could be a bit weird, especially if you play experience. Playing a lot of competitive titles, it's either a lot of strategic choices or it's just a mess when it comes to pattern playing or finding very specific twitch skills to play the game. There's no way of getting even, kind of. There's only one way to win the game. If you play a Battlefield game, there's always the rock paper scissors theory. There's always another weapon or another gun or another vehicle or another gadget that you can use to get back at your enemy, and that makes us quite unique. That's a complicated question. We're trying to see violence in games from a perspective of what do you need to kind of give the emotion or the perceived value of what you're trying to build. The reason why we are where we are with the ratings is that we wanted to create a game with no restrictions. On that topic, it's very important to be clear on that. We don't like to create controversy. We're not using violence or cursing or those things to kind of push copies. It's more of a way for us to make sure that the game we're building doesn't have any limitations. So it's more of a creating the game that you want to create, and then after that you put kind of the ratings onto that product. The PC version of Battlefield Bad Company 2 is very dear to us because the PC audience has always been true to the franchise, and it's been a long time since we released a PC product. Bad Company 1, for instance, was not released on the PC, and we got a lot of flack for that. So this time around we're doubling down on making sure that we make a true PC version of the game. So it's not a stupid port or anything, it's actually a full team of PC people working on this. They've been changing, for instance, the many of the HUD and UI elements. You have server browsers, you have a complete mouse-focused UI with everything that involves. There are more players. We go from 24 players to 32 players on the PC with full destruction and the vehicles. You also have a lot of rendering features that are unique to the PC version, giving it a higher definition and also higher quality in general. And on top of that, if you want to spend something extra on your PC version, you actually have a 3D support. So it supports the NVIDIA 3D screens, which gives a lot of depth to the game and actually adds an extra dimension to the gameplay, which is really, really cool.
Rated M for mature and massive destruction, Battlefield Bad Company 2 is available March 2nd for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC. That's it for this week's episode of Zadzooks Video Game Minute. Thanks for watching and playing. I'm Joseph Zadkowski.
The Lincoln Doodle.